Hey, it's Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com. This is your one-stop shop for all this great dating advice for women like you. And today we're going to talk about 25 undeniable signs he likes you. Hey, you know what? Maybe he even loves you. Let's find out. And before we get started, make sure you hit those big three right off the bat. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. And of course, turn on your reminders. You want to know when the next one comes out. And leave me your questions and comments below. I definitely read them and occasionally I respond to them. You know, things would be so much easier if the guy you want to date would just show you these undeniable signs that he really likes you too, right? Wouldn't it make this whole dating and relationship thing a whole lot easier? Hey, let's jump right in. Sign number one, yummy eye contact. Yep, it's an all-time favorite around here. Eye contact says he likes you like nothing else. It's the king of the nonverbal indications of desire. But there's something I bet you didn't know about a guy's eye contact skills. You see, men are also very shy when it comes to making strong eye contact these days. And it comes from a little-known part of psychology where many shy or not-so-alpha guys are afraid of being seen. And men don't make that kind of smoking hot Sean Connery knee-buckling eye contact anymore. Now, I'm not crazy about this trend in men of being so weak and all, but it's real nonetheless. So realize that if he isn't making super face-melting eye contact with you, it doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't like you. It just means he might be awkward and very self-conscious about his interest in you. Sign number two is attention. Attention. There's one thing that always indicates which woman a man wants to make his girlfriend, and it's been shown in scientific studies and countless other experiments. And the woman he desires is always the one he's giving his attention to more than the rest. Yeah, now before you come to the wrong conclusion that this means you have to be beautiful to get his attention, let me clear that up right now. Men are initially attracted to pretty women, but they pay attention to the women that engage him the most in connecting and heartfelt conversation. Connecting and heartfelt conversation. Yeah, I said that twice for a reason. I'm telling you right now, it's nearly always true. And I can't tell you how many times I would talk to an exceptionally beautiful woman and then realize that she's been drawn into her own vanity tornado and superficial beliefs about the world. The reason I chose almost every single woman that I dated was because she kept my interest through the conversation and into the fun times. Sign number three, his funny factor explodes. A guy's sense of humor goes into overdrive the second he's around a woman he likes. He just stops thinking and starts being a goofball in order to get you to laugh. Now, I think men understand on a gut level that if he can make you laugh enough, you're probably going to like him a little bit, or at least start to like him a little bit. We understand that there is nothing more emotionally attractive than someone with a great sense of humor. Even guys give a priority to funny women. So when you talk to a guy and his attempts to make you laugh start up, you probably got a fish on the hook there. Sign number four, Mr. Green shows up. Yeah, that old green-eyed monster, Mr. Green jealousy, shows itself. You're going to know that you've got a guy who's probably emotionally interested in you. Remember that the nastiest of our emotions also speak to how much we're actually feeling about someone. Some of the most heinous crimes have been committed for love and for jealousy, so they have a lot of power. When a guy starts acting jealous around you, you know you've got a guy interested. Sign number five, turn on the sprinklers or get a towel. I often talk about the guy I used to coach that he would sweat profusely the very second he got near an attractive woman. He'd get sweaty palms, sweaty armpits, sweaty back, sweaty everything. Poor guy, you know, he used to carry around this sponge with him in his front pocket, and then he'd run to the bathroom every 10 minutes to mop his hands, his face, his neck. It didn't matter if he met her on a dating app or a singles event. He just always got the better of him when it came to his nerves. He eventually cured most of his nervousness, but this kind of nonverbal sign is a dead giveaway. If he's into you, he might start up a little bit of sweating. Next sign is, hey, is that a night? Most guys turn into a real gentleman the second a woman is around them. And the reason is that most guys understand on an instinctive level that women are something to prize and to cherish. So he's going to want to show you how good of a man he can be. Men also believe that women are on another plane as far as goodness goes. And it's a mistaken notion that, you know, either men or women are better than the other. But this was something he probably got subconsciously programmed into him as a child, right? So a guy will definitely put on his best behavior for you and his most chivalrous. It's nice for you to experience, of course, when he tries to impress you like this, but it's also something that comes up in his instinctive hero behavior, which he wants to be for you, your hero. Next sign is, what's Thursday-like. If a guy is interested in you, he's going to start planning into the future with you. It's a way to put out a trial balloon and see how you'll respond to the thought of doing something with him again. And it can be a very low-risk method of figuring out if you like him back. Yes, asking you to hang out could also be a gesture of friendship, but most guys don't actively seek friendships from women that they don't already know. He only stays friends with the women who wouldn't either sleep with him or become his girlfriend. I know it sounds kind of sad, but that's how it goes. There's nothing you need to read into his behavior. Instead, just recognize he will start trying to get onto your calendar the second he becomes interested in you. Next sign, is this a confession? Another dangerous thing that guys do is, if they like you, they very often admit things to you that they wouldn't normally talk to about with their friends. Now, I call this the confession mode, and it happens whenever a guy starts finding you attractive and then he realizes he doesn't want to miss out on a chance with you. Now, it might not make sense to admit something potentially embarrassing to somebody to get them to like you, but it is actually a natural vulnerability strategy, and it can work. In other words, it's just like a dog when he rolls over on his back and shows you his belly as an act of submission. A guy will do the exact same thing by telling you something potentially embarrassing. Next sign is give me some hug. That's right, a guy that likes you or finds you desirable is also going to find a way to touch you. And the easiest way is to get a hug from you. When you're about to leave, leave a party, or you're partying at the end of the night, whatever happens, he's going to go for the hug. It's a common enough sign of friendship and warmth here in the United States, so he's going to want to hijack a hug as a way to get some physical contact with you. And of course, guys will do the same thing in other countries too. Remember, guys don't get a lot of physical attention anywhere else other than their moms or their girlfriends. We are rarely physically affectionate with each other, with other men, beyond a friendship hug, which is totally different. Next sign is he pulls up the U-Haul. Well, he doesn't exactly want to move in yet, but what he does want to do is impress you with his desire to go the long haul with you. Most men want to marry and have a family, and when he's found the right woman, he will just make that long-term relationship commitment. Guys automatically commit to a woman that knows how to connect with him on a deep level. Unfortunately, most women don't have that information, which is why I reveal these little secrets to you here in my programs, my articles, my podcasts, all that stuff. The next sign is let your tummy have its say. You might get a little tired of hearing this, but it's really important that you trust your gut when it comes to figuring out if a guy really likes you or not. What I've discovered over years of coaching, being a therapist, a counselor, and just helping people in general, is that we often overlook the truth that's in our own front yard. If you sense that a guy is interested in you and likes you, stop second guessing it. I'll be blunt here. Women often overthink things. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? When it comes to romance and relationships, you do. And I know this probably isn't big news to you. And there's a few reasons why I think women do overthink things. First of all, it's fun to talk about, so why not talk about it? And number two is you want to be really sure he likes you before you do anything, right? So that's where you check in with your girlfriends. And number three, it's always easier to be confused about a guy that you're looking at or dating than it is to actually act on a strong assumption. So you talk about it. So don't jump to conclusions, but also don't discount your gut feelings about a guy, okay? You're smarter than you think. Next sign is tease to please. It's no secret that ever since we were kids on a playground with each other, guys love to tease girls and vice versa. It was how we showed our interest in a really strangely confusing way in someone that we liked, right? It got us interacting with them. Even if it was a smokescreen over our vulnerability, we would tease to get them going. When a guy is teasing you, there's a good chance he's got a soft spot in his heart for you. We simply don't waste the energy on a woman that we're not attracted to. Next sign, and I'm skipping forward a little bit because I don't have time enough to present them all here. If you want all of these, the whole list, make sure you go to the site, go to datingadviceguru.com and check out the complete article there. Sign number 15 is suddenly social. Guys will often become much more interested in your social media conversations and comments when they're into you. Out of nowhere, he's commenting or liking your Facebook status or retweeting the tweets you've sent. You're going to notice him reaching out a whole lot more. And if he's starting to appear more and more in your online social life, it's probably not an accident. He's trying to find a way into your world. Sign number 16 is suddenly textual. I didn't say sexual, I said textual. Just like the previous sign, you're going to find that he's not only appearing more in your social media, he's also probably texting you more often. You might even wonder, how the hell did he get my number? When a guy is always, if he's actively texting you regularly, that's a surefire sign that he's interested. And as most women have noticed, his texting tends to slow down quite a bit after you started seeing each other, so enjoy it while it lasts. Sign number 19, sacrifice for love. We all make sacrifices in our relationships. relationships, if only small ones. But when a man starts having deep feelings for you, he will make even bigger sacrifices to prove his love and loyalty. He might even give up a Thursday night card game with his buddies to stay home with you. Or he might decide not to do the fishing trip this year so you two can have that vacation to Italy you always wanted. He's ready to make sacrifices to make you both happy. Next sign is open his wish folder. When a guy likes you and he's falling in love, he will also start to open up and share his hopes and dreams with you. Men typically keep their deepest, darkest hopes a secret from you and from everybody so that no one can talk him down or dash his dreams. A man's greatest fear is that he will not achieve his goals and aspirations, and that he might be a failure to you. So he's going to keep them secret until he accomplishes them. So when a guy wants you to hear his ideas, his wishes, and his dreams, pay attention. This is a powerful sign of his interest in you. Next sign, you're in the circle. One of the key love signs that he's starting to fall for you is when he starts including you with the stuff he does with his friends. Now, you may have had boyfriends in the past that didn't really pull you into their social circle, or you felt oddly ignored when he does get around his friends. A man that brings you into a circle of friends is trying to include you in one of the most valued areas of his life. And it might take him time to get used to having you there, so just bide your time, stay cool, and enjoy it. Next sign is even further. One of the things men do exceptionally well in relationships is work. If a guy likes you and thinks you're worth it, he's gonna work hard for you. He'll go the extra mile. He'll push to give you all the things you want or need now and in the future, sometimes at the expense of his own well-being. And you may notice that he won't say no, which also has led a guy down the wrong path with the wrong woman. So keep an eye out for that, but watch out that he will try to give you everything you need and work hard to win you. The next sign is from brag to shag. Let's face it, a guy that likes you wants you to see him as your hero, your knight in shining armor. I mentioned this already once. He's going to try to impress you as much as possible. When a guy really likes you, he's going to talk a lot, and he's mostly going to talk about himself. A lot of women mistake this bragging he does for a big ego. It's not bragging, and it's actually not a big ego. It's neither. It's him trying to impress you, plain and simple. And finally, next sign, last sign is he sees you. It's always nice when somebody notices something good about you that you thought was hidden or impossible to see, or you just didn't think was noticeable. When a man sees these things in you, it's a beautiful connection between you. It shows he's able to see you for who you are and the best parts of you. One of the strongest signs he likes you is when he notices things about you that are personal and very subtle. Like maybe you changed your shade of lipstick, or you just got a new pair of shoes, or you decided to tint your hair a bit. Maybe you lost a couple of pounds. He's able to see these things and make you feel seen, which feels great when you know that he likes you for what he notices most. But there's something important I gotta ask you. Once he likes you, do you know how to keep him liking you? Just keep him liking you and keep him falling for you so that it turns into love? Do you know enough about how men work so that you don't mess it up with him? If you don't know exactly what to do next with this guy that likes you, well, there's a very big chance he's going to lose interest. Women make very consistent mistakes with guys that can be easily fixed if you know what to do. If you want to know what to do, go right here. Go to datingadviceguru.com/free. I've got a free ebook and video that'll give you the biggest mistakes that women make with men and show you how to overcome them. Oh, and don't forget, go to the site to get the rest of the tips in this article. You can go over to datingadviceguru.com and check out these 25 tips in the article. And before we get out of here, make sure you do the big three: like and subscribe to this video. I know that's two, I rolled them up together. It's easier to say. Like and subscribe to the video. Make sure you turn on notifications so you know when the next one comes out. And what's the last one? That's right, leave me questions in the comment section below. I do read them and I check them out every week. Hey, this is Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com. As always, live and love with what? With passion.